What's up, guys? This is Derek, aka SkyScope, here with my beautiful girlfriend, Liz, aka Lizumaki, and we're here bringing you guys something different to this channel. I've been posting here every blue moon and things like that, so I've been more consistent on my Twitch, so what I'm going to do with this channel is make it more anime focused. We're going to be doing a lot of figure content here, and as well as some convention videos and stuff like that. We're going to Otakon coming up a little bit here soon, and we also have a lot of footage from last year's Otakon that hasn't seen the light of day or anything like that. So we're gonna try to get a lot of that stuff out. But if you want to explain to them just our little figure adventure over the last since
4 years.
Yeah.
I was figure collecting before I met him, and I had like a few scales, like a couple prize figures, things along that nature. It was something that, like, whenever I would go to a convention, I would see what figures were available and I would pick them up there. I wasn't really active like in pre-ordering, things along that nature. And then when we started dating, Derek's, excuse our dog, Derek had a few like prize figures.
Yeah, prize figures and stuff like that.
Just of his favorite characters.
I was also on like the side of like figures where I would go to conventions and I would see like the really high price figures, and like I didn't know like what the difference between price scale were. Like I was like, well, those are just really nice figures. I could kind of tell the difference between them, but I would never go out of my way to spend that much money on a figure.
I spend too much. But when we got together, it was kind of like, okay, like we just combined the collections that we had, and then I would still periodically like buy figures more or less like scale that I wanted in my collection, and I started to gravitate more towards not having just going to convention and getting figures. I would start to pre-order them, and it was something that he was interested in doing as well, but he had like this Holy Grail figure that he was like, if I don't get it, there's no point in investing any money into anything else, because it was like, you know, the one sole figure that he wanted. He did end up getting that, which you guys will see in this video later. After
I got a few other scales to kind of start me into it, after she got kind of back into it collecting, and that's like after she started pre-ordering is basically when I started to care again about scale figures and things like that.
But yeah, it is something that we do together now as a couple, which is, you know, sometimes it can be a little territorial depending on how many pre-orders you have in a month, because, you know, at the end of the day we still have bills to pay. But other than that, it is nice to actually have somebody to share it with. A little backstory on us: we did actually meet on an anime dating website, as cringy as you may think that is, called My Otaku, but anime brought us together. And so, like, it's just nice, like, not only to have anime, but the figure collecting aspect of it as well.
Right. And so basically we're going to be going through 5 of each of our favorite figures that we've gotten from this year. So pretty much so far our favorite figures from 2022. So we're glad to bring this to you guys, and if you guys want to, go ahead and leave your favorite figures that you've picked up or your favorite pre-orders that you're expecting to get for this year, and we can have a nice conversation about all the money that we're losing and all the beautiful PVC and plastic that we're going to be getting. So alright, let's get into it. So our first figure that we have here on our list is a figure from my list. It is the Xiaomi 4th anniversary figure, Hajime Mashite Blue. It's a 1/7 scale figure, and it's by Apex. So this is I believe an original character from the company, and I picked this up at Katsucon this year. Well, not this year, but yes, this year.
Yeah, this year, February.
Yeah, in February, and sorry, it's hard to remember because Katsucon is one of those.
Just feel like it's like the next year.
Well, Katsucon is just a trash convention where
also you're drunk the entire time.
Like the stories of Katsucon, if you ever go, like just know it's not for actual convention activities. Like, expect for your panelists to not show up because they're drunk and they're off somewhere else.
It's happened to us.
Anyways, but yeah, we picked this figure up there, and I am not someone that typically buys figures that I don't know the source material for. She more or less, rides that wave, but I can't really bring myself to do it a lot of the time. However, when we were walking through the dealer's alley, dealer's room, artist alley, dealer's room, whatever.
One of the two.
Dealer's room. We saw this beauty, and I just love this figure. I like her shorts. I like her coat. I like her yellow bag. The mask that's dangling off of her finger is a beautiful addition because it's so fitting for like the time and everything like that. She's so, she's conscious about everyone else's health.
She's a current guy.
And I like how shiny her boots are, and I'm a sucker for figures with brown hair. But yeah, I just really love this figure. I love her glasses, and she even comes with like a little chibi girl in her box too as well. Maybe I'll show that off. So I don't know if she's a mommy, but she's definitely mommy material. And yeah. She has a black version where like her shorts and her coat is black, but I think that the blue just does it a lot better for me. My favorite color is blue, so I feel like this color just goes with the browns and the yellow bag a lot more. And in her bag, she actually has possible upcoming figures from the company, being a China dress version line. Mm-hmm. So I really hope that comes out. Maybe I'll show that because I think that that's in the box too. But yeah, that was my first figure. I'm really happy I picked that one up.
Alright, so my first figure from the top 5 that I picked up this year is Genshin Impact's Klee, the Spark Knight version. She is a 1/7 by MiHoYo. I did pick her up from AmiAmi. She was a pre-order of mine. She was delayed a couple months with another figure that I'm going to be mentioning as well, but definitely worth it. I do think she might actually still be available on AmiAmi if anybody's interested in picking her up still. I did get her retail price for about $130 USD. Klee is one of my mains in Genshin, and I am excited for the Genshin figures that are coming out, or ones that I'm hopefully are going to be coming out. But I am not going to be picking all of them up. But I was definitely excited for Klee. I mean, this figure itself is beautiful. I love that the base just actually feels like it's like moss.
Right.
And then all her little bombs. She just looks so cute. And it's honestly, if you love Klee, or even if you think the figure's cute, like just get it.
Yeah, this figure is really amazing. The realistic grass feel that MiHoYo added to this is really nice. And I love all the browns and like the textures that are going on in this figure. And to be honest, for a lot of like all the bombs and effects that are popping off of her, I'll be honest, for the price that this figure's at, it's a really high quality figure. If you haven't seen this in person, you probably can't even fathom how nice it is. But just trust me when I say it's a very nice, smooth, well-shaded figure. Even
her, like, backpack is, like, sculpted really nicely. It's just so nice. MiHoYo is really, for the price, MiHoYo is really, like, knocking it out of the park. We're actually expecting Ningguang this month, which I believe is also by MiHoYo.
Yeah.
So we're excited for that one. And that one, like, even for the price, is, like, gorgeous.
Right, because I think that, how I say, like, I like the browns in this, and I don't know why I'm a sucker for like browns and like darker colors in figure collecting. I think that, sorry if the table keeps shaking, it's because our dog is just freaking out down there because we're not giving her attention. Anyway, but yeah, I just like really good shading on figures, and if this is anything like how the Ningguang is going to be, there's a lot more dark colors, like a lot of wood going on in that, so I'm really excited to see how that comes out. MiHoYo is knocking their figures right out of the park.
Definitely.
Alright, and my next figure on the list of my favorites for this year is the Kuriko no Basket Aomine Daiki Mega House 1/8 scale figure. This figure is really near and dear to my heart. Like I told you guys, I typically can't bring myself to buy anything that's not source material that I know, and I absolutely love Kuriko no Basket. It's usually one of my top 10 animes, and Aomine is my favorite character from the series. And I think that this figure does the character a whole lot of justice. He is in an amazing pose. I think probably the best pose out of the entire Mega House Kuriko line. And he just looks like it's a very ambiguous cross-up that he's about to do on you. It's a very Aomine-like move if you've ever seen the anime. And I really do like the shading on his hair. It captures how it, fades from blue to black. Even sometimes in the anime, they don't even capture that well, so I really love that touch. The hardwood floor is a really great touch as well. And yeah, it's just, I love how like all the movement and all the flowing in this, it really works well with the character once again. And I like the shading on the jersey. Yeah, can't say anything more about this. He's my favorite character from the series, and I'm actually really glad that I picked this up. And I'm glad how it turned out. So I'm glad that my favorite character got a really good figure.
All right, so the next figure that I'm going to be speaking about is one that's near and dear to my heart. Another video game that I play, or I guess mobile game, whatever. Gotcha game. I say Exutia, but it's her 1/7 Good Smile Art Good Smile Art Shanghai, but Good Smile Company figure. Yeah, this figure is just beautiful. It's so dynamic, and I love like the guns in the background and how they really brought this like outfit or skin to life. She looks amazing. Some people were saying that they were having issues with like inserting the gun into her hand, and I think that just the basic like assembly of the figure, I didn't run into any issues myself, but I definitely understand like how that may be something just to be mindful of if you do purchase the figure. But if you are on the fence, I would definitely say just go ahead and get her. Even if you don't have her in the game or you don't play Arknight's, like Arknight's design is just beautiful. I have a few, like for example, I have a few Azur Lane figures myself. I don't play Azur Lane, but some of the figures are just beautiful. One of them, which we will talk about today, was actually my Holy Grail. Yeah, like the design is just beautiful. The drip is immaculate. I would definitely say just go ahead and get it. This figure is honestly beyond like the comprehension of how I thought it was gonna come out, and I love it.
All right, now we have another figure from my list. We have if you're into figure collecting, you have probably seen this figure multiple times before on other popular figure collecting channels, and now it's your time to see it here. This is the Chio 1/6 Bunny by Max Factory, and like how I say, I don't know the source material for this much. It's a doujin, but we both really like Chio. We both have Chio figures, and with this figure just hits all the marks, and it's actually pretty unique. So the base is all white fur with that kind of dark brown outlining. Her hair is very unique. Her hair is kind of like a very soft / stringy,
rubbery,
like almost rubbery material, and it's meant to lay on her base and around her feet. And you kind of lay it out in different kind of ways and things like that, but it's just nice how they did this hair, how it lays down on the base without any issue. You don't have to worry about the hair breaking. That is a huge plus for this figure. I love her white bunny suit. It's a lot more lacy on the front than a lot of other bunny suits are that you would typically even find from 1/4 scale figures. And her collar and her tail, the colors on them, like the almost pastel purple and pinks, really just hit the mark for me. Her long black hair is really nice. Her face is just just perfect mommy vibes. But be careful, because she might take out your eyeballs and put them into that cup. Like I said, I don't know the source material, so just be careful. But yeah, it's a really big figure too. So I think that this is, if you are kind of into Chio, if you're into doujins, if you like bunny figures, this is definitely a figure too if it ever pops up for re-release, or if you can get it at a good price. I would definitely say go ahead and pick it up.
Definitely if you're into like Demon Girl vibes. Alright, so my next figure is Jabril's 1/8 figure from the from No Game No Life Zero, the movie Her Great War version by Good Smile Company. I do like the movie a little bit more than the anime. I just love Shui or Shuvi, whatever you want to call her. She's like my favorite character from the franchise. But then second in line is Jabril. This figure, I think, is just like, obviously she just got done fighting like the Ex Machina, so she is in her smaller pose. But I think this figure, especially for the price point, I think I got it for about like $100 US, or maybe it might have been like $90 US, not including shipping. Was just like a great price for how dynamic it is.
It's an amazing figure. The
colors are beautiful. The base is great. I love like the scythe that she holds.
Yeah, I like her base. It reminds me of Punk Hazard from One Piece. I really like her very soft colors and how it kind of it clashes but mixes with the very kind of hard metallic colors that are on her wings in the back and her scythe. And I really like the ribbon that's on her shorts, and how like her knee sits on that, and it's just really dynamic.
It's nice. And we'll be adding more No Game No Life figures in the near future, so keep a lookout for that.
Now for the second to last figure on my list. This one is really important to me, much like the last figure on my list. This is one of my pseudo Holy Grail figures, you could say. This is the Guilty Gear Exard Sign Elfelt Valentine 1/7 figure by Aquamarine. So this figure is from the Guilty Gear Sign series of figures, which is a very old series of figures and is by Aquamarine. So Aquamarine is a company that's out of business now, so the chances of these figures being remade is pretty much zero. There is a new Guilty Gear line of figures that are coming out from Strive, and we just pre-ordered the May that is coming out. We're really excited for all the releases. I'm definitely picking up Biken, and I just got to see how everything looks because I'm really excited. But Elfelt is pretty much a prime character from Sign, and I really do hope that she comes back at some point in Strive or later on in the Guilty Gear series. This is pretty much a wedding figure and a bunny figure all in one. I really love her. It's almost like a porcelain finish that's on her dress. It's very nice. She has her gun with her. She has her very vibrant rose bouquet on her back hip. Just beware, those are grenades.
Clee would get along with her.
I love her spikes at the bottom of her dress and how it blends in with the red inlaying of the dress too. She has her chains that are like hanging off of her. They're like actually chains that are in her belt. I think that's a really amazing touch to the figure. And her bunny ears are just perfect. Her bridal veil and her face is a little bit different than her face that's like in the game, I feel like it's like even more adorable. And I just really like this figure. I'm glad that we were able to pick it up because these figures are really hard to come by now. Like, I thought about getting the Ramlethal for a second and then just go look at the aftermarket on Ramlethal. It's ridiculous. I would just hold out to get her new figure from Strive, honestly.
Yeah, I was gonna say she has a new figure coming out.
Yeah, like that's what I'm saying. So there's
an Android.
Yeah, there's new stuff coming up from Guilty Gear, but the thing is about fighting games is the fact that characters don't always make a reappearance in the next game. So if they have a figure from an older game, you should probably pick it up when you can if you like the characters. But I'm really glad that I picked up Elfelt. She's really beautiful. Really glad I got it.
Alright, so the next figure that I'm going to be speaking about is one that, again, many of you, if you watch other figure collectors or you figure collect yourself, have probably seen, but it is the Gojo Satoru Shibuya Scramble figure, the 1/7 by Eastream. This one was also, along with Klee, actually the same months, delayed a couple months. I definitely appreciate delays if they are for a good reason. Eastream makes amazing figures at the end of the day. I don't care what anybody says, they make amazing figures, and this was definitely one of them. The black, like just using like, I guess it's like a purplish shade in his like suit, in order to make like the black different colors than like the shoes and just like the shading, how they were able to like go forward with that is like the detail is amazing. I think Gojo personally is a little unhinged as a character.
I'm pretty sure everyone also thinks the same thing, just a little bit.
Can't say that about their husband, Obi. I love the face. I am not looking for a Gojo figure that, you know, makes him look more handsome or more like appealing to an audience. I think this face is the face for him. I love that it's like the concept is from like the original art in volume 4. This was like, I saw it come out and I showed it to him and we were both like, no, that's the Gojo figure that we want. And I'm, you know, interested in the other Eastream figures that are definitely coming out for the Jujutsu Kaisen line. This figure was definitely a great start to it. I also like the monochrome one that recently came out. Again, if you are on the fence about it, say if you can, definitely get it.
Alright, now for the last figure on my list. This figure is very near and dear to my heart. It's my Holy Grail figure and I've wanted it for a very long time. It is the Guilty Gear Exard Revelator Gem Kurata Berry 1/7 scale figure by Aquamarine. Now, much like the Elfelt on my list, Aquamarine made this, so the chances of this being remade are 0. And also, much like Elfelt, Jam is not currently in Strive, so she will not be getting a figure, I don't think, anytime soon. And the aftermarket on these is ridiculous. But this is by far my favorite figure. I love Jam's character design, and it's pretty much a one-to-one tee of how she looks in the game brought to reality. This figure is really amazing. I love her pose. It flows really well. I love how her sleeves are just matching the movement of her arms, and it's like one of the movements of the moves from the game. It almost looks like her ending pose and one of the moves from her game. And she also has her leg sculpt is very muscular. It's very Chun-Li like, and she has her panties. And just a note about the panties, the reason I make note of it is because on each of her costumes in game, she has a different pattern and color of panties, and this one's actually accurate, which is really funny to me. She has her hair, which is just ridiculous. She has her very long brown hair, which is beautifully shaded, and it's all tied together by her beautiful tea can at the top of her head. I just love Jam.
At least you elaborated more on she has her panties.
Right, yeah. She's like, she got the panties, and she has her panties and
she has boobs.
Her rice bun boobies. And her face is pretty much a one-to-one tee of how it is in the game. It's just super cute, and I just love this figure. All of the red shading is beautifully done. I just can't say any more about it. It's really great. And it is my favorite figure. Probably will always be my favorite figure because Jam just means that much to me, because Guilty Gear is my favorite fighting game, my favorite, one of my favorite video games, and I'm glad that I was able to pick this up after almost, maybe like 7 years of wanting to get it. Yeah, it means a lot to me. So glad that this one was able to find it for me.
I was able to snag her for a pretty good price on my figure collection. Yep. So shout out to, I don't remember what your username is, but thank you.
Right.
If for whatever reason you see this, thank you. Alright, so my last figure is actually one of my Holy Grails. I mentioned before that I do have a couple Azur Lane figures, and even though I don't play Azur Lane, I couldn't pass up purchasing them. This is Azur Lane's Duke of York 1/4, The Prestige of the Glorious Formula, glorious indeed, by Mimeoi. I am a weirdo for like vampires, so when
she is.
when I saw that she was a vampire, and if figures have like pointy ears and they have piercings on it, I like instantly just want it. I'm starting like kind of like a devil girl, like demon girl, like succubus type of like, I'm getting kind of like interested into like OCs of that character, or not of that character, but like those type of characters.
Type,
yeah, exactly. And this, I mean, she is just so good looking. Every time I look at her, she's just so shiny, so big. I love her outfit, how she's sitting. Yes, she is cast off, but she is a lady. We don't show her that way in this household. If you do, no judgment. I completely understand.
Yeah, I've never seen those boobs once.
No, and you will not. But I haven't even tried to like I did get her pre-owned from my figure collection, so I haven't even tried to like take it off. Whereas like I actually just got like a native figure in the mail, and like those come like you can just like take it off or whatever. So I've seen those parts before, but I'm just kind of scared to like try, honestly. And I have a couple other cast off figures that I have on pre-order that we'll actually do a video about later that you guys will see. Everything is just so shiny. The red, even like the red on just like her gloves on her fingertips is beautiful. Her face is gorgeous. She did just get announced for a re-release. I think she's actually up for pre-order at this time. If you had missed it and you don't really want to pay like the aftermarket prices for her, I definitely say pick her up. But yeah, I love her so much, and definitely like 240 out of 10.
Alright, thank you guys so much for watching. That was all the figures that we had to show you today. Like I said, you can go ahead and leave some of the figures that you've gotten this year or some of your pre-orders in the comment section below. We can go ahead and chat about what everyone's getting. You can go ahead and like, comment, subscribe, all that jazz if you want to go ahead and keep up with what we're doing. We are going to be uploading a unboxing video very shortly of the kind of characters that she's been getting into. So yeah, if you're of a certain kind of age range, come on and see that. So.
A certain kind of cultured individual.
Yeah. But yeah, we'll see you guys later. Peace out.
Bye.